making this. In order to design it, what we need is using the chart tag here, and inside this putting this, and then we have a chart tag here. And this I will put in div tag, or let me put it in account tag. This I will align also into the center. Then here we'll start with the contact, and I will have form will start and form will close. And inside the form, we have other type of controls. Okay, like first we have first control is first name, then input type is text, name is first, close it, then we have dr right here. So these are the way we make the controls. Like I wanted to make a text box, so input type will be text, and the name is actually a property which is basically given to recognize this control into the coding window. Okay, so in the coding window, if we wanted to use this control, then we require this name feature. That I will show you when we use the Visual Studio. Why? So name is important for you. This is just now you have to understand that name is also very important. Now I wanted to make a button here, submit type of button. There is a category of button that is known as submit. You can go BR here, taking the line so that I can. Let me go to this place here, and I will run this application. I can run anywhere. I can run in the Chrome also. So you can see it is the form. Here I can put any name, and there is a button. I can click on this button. So once I put the value, there is a button. You see the value is there in the URL. The value passes into the URL directly. Okay. Now let's get back to here, and then we have next control, that is the last name. So last here. We have DR here. Okay, then we have last here. So suppose I'm putting any name here. I'm putting it like this. Okay, so I have two controls. Those both are the text boxes. So I can have like this. Now what I will do, I will create one more for the different one. So I will use one more property here that is known as value. So if I wanted that there should be already one example type of value. Suppose I'm putting here John. So this, if we put the value field here, what will happen whenever I will refresh the page, I will always get this value there on the loading of the form. So once I load the form, you see the value is already there. Okay, so I'm loading the form and the value is there. Are you getting? So you can remove this and you can type your value. Okay. And Rahul. Okay, so you have this. So if I am loading this place, and if you see this, so it will look like this. So first name, last name, then we have other controls here. Then after this, I will have one more that is known as password. Password and the name is pass. And in this, I'm not putting any value. I will put BR tag here. Okay, so putting the break tag here. I'll go to this and I will go to this place. Go to this. I will refresh and you see the boxes here. So whatever you want, you can put the value here. I'm typing it here and put it on this side. So I can type anything and it will be there. Okay, so putting it here. Then we have here one property known as placeholder. Suppose I'm putting here and password and 6-digit password. This placeholder is little different. It is just like a watermark. What is a watermark? Watermark is a type of a impression on a particular page, which actually is not on the page, but it is it look like it is impression is there on the page. Similarly, here you can see I'm zooming in. You can see this is looking like it has been written. But once I put the cursor and if I start typing, it will be gone by itself. I don't have to delete it. Like the value field, I have to delete it and then I can only write. While placeholder, as soon as I remove it will come, and if I start typing, it will be gone. Getting. So this is known as placeholder. This property is placeholder. You can put it any control. I have put it in password, and you can put it in other controls also. Okay. So this is not mandatory that you put it here only. You can put anywhere. Okay. So after password, what I will do. So after password, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other control that is for the keys. I'm going to put one column that is known as keys, that is issue form. So this is also text. Okay. And the name is P. I'll give. And here you will have a value field. In the value field, you will have the number. Okay. Because I'm putting the keys as 600. Then this will be will be read only. Okay. So I'm going to click here. See the piece is there. If I wanted to select it, it will be selected, but it will not be deleted. Okay. If you put the cursor, if you put the backspace button, it will not work. If I right click, I can copy it, but I cannot delete it. Okay. So if I select, I cannot delete it. It will delete will not work. Okay. So after the keys column, we have another that is suppose I'm writing here as so like here it is written default. So I'm making this control input type equals to I'm making this as text only. And the name I will give. So name I'm going to give is suppose this is also known as the name I'm going to default. Okay. So value I will give it here. I'm giving an option as no. But in this, I will use not use read only. I will use one more property that is known as disabled. If you put the disabled property, let's see what happens. You see, this is looking grayed out. This is little whitish in shape, and this you can see if I click any of the boxes, this box is highlighted. Okay, that means cursor is going inside that. In this also, although you cannot delete this one, you cannot delete this one both. But this is already looking like grayed out. Means this box is not for you to input anything. The value is we can see, but we cannot do anything. That is why it is known as disabled. So whenever you disable something, it look like this. Okay? So you can put disabled in any of the columns. You put the value and you disable it, so that user cannot enter anything. So now I'll put one more column that is known as mobile number field, and I will use input type as text here, and I will give it a name here. Name is, suppose I'm doing mobile only. And here I will use one property of a text box that is known as max length. And here I will give 10 as a value. I'm putting BR break for this. I will save it, and then I will go to this. I will go to this. So here I can put a mobile number and the digits. So like putting this down. So this is first name, then we have last name, then we have password type of it, then we have keys, then we have default, then we have I have taken mobile where I use max length. And there is one more thing. Like if I am not filling any value in any of these, and if I click submit, then also form is loading. Form is going blank. If I submit, form is going to the server. If this is refreshing, so if you see this, if I click submit, you see that the refresh button is working. That means the form is going blank into the database. So in order to put the validation, what I can do, I can put the required field validator. So in order to put the required field validator, I need to write down a property known as required here. If I'm writing required here, that means these fields need to be filled. Okay, so I'm putting on password, required property, and I'm putting on mobile number. Let's see what happens. If I refresh it, if I click on submit, see this password is not, see the form is not loading now. If you look at this place, this is not loading until and unless I give the password. And again, if I submit, I have to give the mobile number also, because I put it the required field validator, which checks that whether I have entered the value in the box or not. So I have to put the values here also. Now the form will load. If you see this, keep an eye on this. If I submit, now the form will go and the values will be there in the URL. You see the values are there in the URL. That means it is going to the server. Okay. Once we connect to the server, you see that these values will go. Are you getting? So that is the requirement of the required field validator. If you put a required field validator on your page, what will happen? That user, if the user will not put those values in the boxes, the page will not go to the server. So first name, last name, password, keys, defaulter, mobile number. After this, what will happen? First name, last name, password, keys, defaulter, mobile number. After that, what I will do is that I'll be putting one more here. That is the age. I'm putting one new control that is known as age, and this is of number type. Here I have two, three properties like minimum age. I will keep it in my form. Minimum is 18. and maximum I'm keeping it to 30. Are you getting? And there is one more property known as the step. The step is 1. I will increment the value by 1. Okay. So I'll put 2BR here. I will save this. Go to this, open this. I will click it here. And here it is going to minimum to 18. And maximum it is going to 30. If I put the below value like 12. So I have to put this value. And mobile number I have to put the value. Then the form will go. Okay. So you see in the age validation is already there. So if I submit it here, so you see it is giving an error. It is saying that value must be greater than or equal to 18, but the value is less than 18. So what we can do, we have to put the value between 18 to 30. Like if I put 23, it will go. Are you getting? So if I'm putting again, let me put this values. Now if I put the value age greater than 30, and suppose I'm putting 35, again it will not take. So it is saying that value must be less than or equal to 30. So that means validator is working by itself. And you see the value will increment or decrement one by one. Okay? After 19, 20 will come, 21, 22. I go to 0. So if I increment this to 2, if I put the step to 2, then what will happen? The values will increment by 2. So 19, 20. See, if I am not refreshed it, let me refresh it again. Now see, 18, and after 18, not 19 will not come. 20, 22, 24. So suppose if I put between values, like if I put 23, it will not take. Let me put the values first here. See. So it is saying that value should be either 22 or 24. It cannot be 23. 24 is I put, it will go. You getting? So validator is working properly. What we have learned here that we have putting the first name, last name, password field we have learned these, then default, then mobile number, and for the age we have done this. Now we will have a range. Suppose I wanted to buy TV and I wanted to select the price. Okay, so there is a price band on this. Suppose the price band is start from 5,000. So I have to make a control now. So input type will be range type. Okay, input type range. Name is, so I'm getting PR, whatever name you want, you can give it. Okay, so name. Then you have to put the same properties here. Minimum it will be 5,000, and maximum I wanted to put as 50,000. Then we will have a step. The step I will put as suppose I'm increasing the price by 1,000, okay, or 500. It means the PV price can be 5,000, 5,500, 6,000, 6,500, 7,000, 7,500. So see there is a slider here, but this slider is not looking properly. Actually, in Chrome it will not look proper. But if you have an Internet Explorer, then you can check this one. This will look in a proper way. Actually, in most of the browsers now they have removed this. But here in this, if I show you in the Internet Explorer, you see the above the slider, you will see the value. See 5,000, 5,500, 6,000, 7,500, 7,500, 8,000. Okay, and if I keep on increasing, see the values will increase in 500 multiple, and it will go till 50,000. Minimum is 5,000, and this one, that means slider is working properly. Okay. This is what we can do. So this is what we will do, and next I will put it for the DOB, that is date of birth, and we have input type. So this will be date type, okay, and name is DOB only. Are you getting it? So here I will not do many things. I will put BR here, right here. And after the break, if I go to this place and if I select this and if I refresh this, you see this box will come here. And in that box, if I click it here, I can select any of these. If I go any 16th of July, so you can select any of the dates. See if I can select the dates. Okay, so you can select this. You can use this date format for any of the calendar type of thing or something. Okay. So this is how you will make it. Okay. So this is first name, then we have last name, then we have password, then we have fees, then we have defaulter here, then we have mobile number, age is there, then price, date of birth here. Okay. So we have all this. First name, last name, password, fees, defaulter, mobile number, age, TV price, and DOB. So that is for the date of birth. Like this is there. What we have, what we can do. Actually, when we design it, actually, if you see this here, the form is looking distorted type of thing. So basically, we make it inside the table. So to look at it a little better, what we do, we use the table tag here, and this will come under TR and TD. Okay, so if I close TD here, and again I will start TD, and this first control will be inside the TD. Don't require the TR now. This TD will end, then this TR will. Similarly, we will do this for the other form. For this also, we are doing this. But I am doing this for 2, 3 only. We have also put TR. We have already written table tag. That is why I'm not going with the explanation. You can understand in single TR there are 2 TDs. So I'm doing this here only. I'm closing the table tag here only. But you will close once you have done the full. Let me refresh it here. So we have the password one is shifting here because something we have mistake. We have closed this TBTR and I've missed this and closed this one. This one also I have not closed. That is maybe a problem. So let me again go back to this place here. Something to check what we have missed. This first TD, then there's a second TD, and second TD will end here, and then TR will end first TR. Second TR. So we started the table tag here, and we have ended the table tag here. Okay. And then we have one TB here in this TR, and then we have another TB which It has not started. Okay. So now it is proper. You can see in first TR we have 2 TD. Similarly, second TR 2 TD means in first row we have 2 values. Second row also we have 2 values. Third row also we have. For the others also you have to do the same thing. So once you go on putting like this, what will happen? These all will come into the proper line. Like piece is also not looking proper. If I put this in the piece also, this will again look proper. Because if you're not putting the table, the structure will be distorted. Basically, when the industries we make it, we keep in mind this thing that we have to align it properly so that the form should look proper. Again, in this phase, we will close one TD here. We have closure of TR, then we have closure of table here. If I click it here, you see this is in the proper line. You see all the boxes, 4 boxes are in proper line. You see the first name, last name. Are you getting? So if you put every one, all of these into the proper line, default mobile, so it will be in the proper line. Okay, it will not move here and there. Like these are also looking distorted. So your task is you will do this, and you will practice this. Okay. So I'm showing the code of this. I'm giving you 10 minutes. You just practice it and let me know. I'm just sharing it here. So you can. So I'm sharing the form and the code. I will send it to the admin and I will send it to you. But before that, you just practice it. If you have any problem, then you let me know. So start doing it. Now you have 10 minutes, so you can do it. Do it and let me know. Let me start our new project. Again, so I'm just one more point I will tell you. So after this, after the date of birth, I will use one more control here for the date of birth, and then I will have one more control here that is for the email. For the email, I will use the input type email only, and the name is I'm taking email or email one, whatever you name, what you want to give, and rest I don't want to put it here, and I will put 2 here because here we are not done table here, and I will put the placeholder also in this one. Inside the placeholder, I will write down the code that is. I will give an example of the mail ID format. So I'm writing ABC at the rate. This is the format I'm writing for the user so that they understand how to write the email address. Okay. I'm saving it. And suppose if I go here and if I try to execute it again, see what is happening here is this we have. Okay. So let me submit the form. First, I need to put the password. Again, submit. I need to put the mobile number. Then, if in the email, if I write down something uh, like John, 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 gmail.com. It will not take. Please. So if you put the email, it will check for the format. The correct format is I have given in the example. So I have to write down John at the rate. At the rate should be there. If in the username and between the server and the username, if the at the rate is not there, it will not take it. Now it is correct because I have put at the username, then at the rate symbol, then the server name, then .com. Now if I submit, it will go. Are you ready? So this is what the format will be. Okay. So this is what you will do, and this is what you will practice, and the rest we'll do in the tomorrow class, and we'll continue with the form also. So what's your task is you will complete all the fields inside the TD and TRO. I have shown you 3 and 4 fields. Now the rest of the fields also you will put into the TDTR. Then we'll see the other controls that are left in the form in the tomorrow class. Okay, so I will send this code to the admin and admin will share with you to practice it from it. Okay? Do not copy and paste. Try to see this and try to write by yourself. So that will bring a habit of doing it. Okay? So according to that, you will be able to do it. Okay, so okay then, thank you class. So now